Good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually very glad to be here. It's been 3 days. I'm sure pretty long, 3 long days for you guys, so I appreciate you coming out and hearing me speak. So I'm the CEO of Xfire. Xfire actually celebrated its 10th anniversary last month. We are essentially, I'll give you a brief introduction on who we are. We're a global gaming community with over 23 million registered users, over 35 countries worldwide. Asia is probably the one region that we do not have a presence in. We're very strong in North America, Europe, South America, and the Middle East. We support, our software is supported through over 3,500 PC online titles today, and our growth is here in Asia. We are essentially our website is a social network site, a la Facebook, but for hardcore gamers. We have extensive content on the site generated from our software, screenshots, videos, live streams that are displayed both on our site and on Twitch TV. Our client, our desktop client application, is kind of your Skype for gamers. And the kind of specialty that we provide is that this works while you're in full screen mode in a PC online game. So we provide chat, we provide voice, we provide in-game screenshot, video record, and live broadcast of your gameplay. Excuse me. This is a screenshot of our in-game client. You can see that in a passive state it's just a small X. When you click on the X, it opens up a dial. The logos are very clear. You can engage in chat, voice, and content creation. We have decided on this 10th year anniversary to pivot the business from being a global gaming community to focusing on competitive gaming. We feel that the industry has been very clear in its movement towards competition. You see it in PC games, you see it in console games, you see it definitely in mobile games, and we feel that this is the perfect opportunity to be one of the first to market in the PC online space. Our competitive gaming platform has 3 forms of competition. The first one is called Instant Action. Instant Action is a 24/7 deathmatch server, usually for first-person shooter games. And the reason why we're releasing this product first is it requires no friends, not to be a member of a guild, not to have any buddies. It allows you to kind of dip your toe in the water in terms of competitive gameplay. So what it is you can hop into a server, and literally it's every man for himself. You earn tokens or coins for kills, and you lose tokens and coins for deaths. Challenges is the second form of competition that will be released after. Challenges is the skill-based portion of our platform. Challenges is 1v1 or team v team, and this is where I directly challenge you to a game of a first-person shooter or a MOBA title, and we put up a certain amount of tokens or coins, and winner takes all minus a cut for Xfire for setting up the match. And the final form, which is most prevalent in the industry today, are online tournaments. Tournaments can be round robin, single elimination, multi-bracket, and the online tournaments are facilitated through entry fees in the form of coins or tokens. It'll go through the ladder, and there will be a victor who will win a prize at the end of the day. The reason why we felt that the Xfire technology was the perfect technology to get into competitive gaming is the in-game component. We're a DirectX technology. We combine our in-game technology with the automated competitive gaming platform, and we have the ability to overcome the major issues that current online tournament companies today face. We also have a 10-year brand history. We have a very large audience, an active community, mostly in competitive styled games. We have significant distribution, and again, we support over 3,500 titles today. So we address cheating, liquidity, game integration, and customer retention. To me, Xfire has always kind of been half a product. It had all these great features to it, but with no specific purpose. It was really kind of, customized for every user's particular interests. Some like content creation, some like the communication piece, but there was no really cohesive goal for the company to provide its users to use the software for a specific reason. Today, as we pivot into competitive gaming, the client is very clear. It provides the communication and ability to communicate against the people you're competing with or the people that are on your team. It allows you to obviously take screenshots and video record and live stream the competitions, and our client allows you to launch directly into the tournament matches, as well as our social network aspect of it, which allows you to expand your guild or your clan. So why competitive gaming? Esports is one of the fastest growing segments in the gaming industry today. We're seeing huge efforts from Riot building out their own esports segment, as well as Blizzard's recent acquisition of IPL, the growth of ESL. Esports, I think, is clearly been a benchmark for the pulse of where this industry is going. As more and more gamers become professionals and more money is being put behind the sponsorship of those professionals, clearly there needs to be a way to kind of create a structured path from being an avid gamer to being a professional gamer. And that doesn't exist today. And I think Xfire has a real opportunity here to be that structure, that bridge, that path from the avid gamer, which we have plenty of, to becoming a professional. So our goal is to create alliances with esports events, coordinators, as well as publishers, and obviously bring the consumers in that feel like they can improve, compete, and become a professional. We see games in general that are being made today all trending towards competitive play. The top games today, League of Legends, World of Tanks, StarCraft 2, PlanetSide 2, Battlefield 3, Dota 2. These are all competitive in nature, and you're seeing more and more communities being built that are hosting these games on their own servers. We're talking hundreds of thousands of members that are playing together competitively every day with no structure behind it, no reward system, no earnings, no prizes, simply hundreds of thousands of people literally playing the same game together on their own servers. So clearly we feel that there's an opportunity here to reach out to those communities and provide them a place to place their skills, their competitive nature, and put it into something that can reward them for their play. We're following benchmarks in the console space. Virgin Gaming has been, I think, incredible. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Virgin Gaming. Virgin Gaming is the first to do competitive gameplay in the console space. They have a great relationship with Xbox. They're integrated with the Xbox platform. Their titles are from EA, and they are doing a fantastic job right now reaching consumers who want to compete with one another across the Xbox platform. Another one, like locally here in Asia, Kakao. Kakao has done an excellent job of creating a competitive structure based on the social network of the Kakao Talk members. And it's created great growth for the mobile game industry in Asia, or specifically Korea. And we think taking a blend from both of these companies is a great benchmark for us to follow. Today, in PC online games, there's a very limited number of competitors. There's a few up there. The probably most recognizable one would be ESL. In head-to-head game wagering, there's only three. Virgin Gaming, Gamer Saloon, and Beyond Gaming. Virgin, obviously, is only in the console space. So we feel that we're coming in at the right time at an early stage, first to market. And in the instant action, there's nobody offering 24/7 deathmatch servers. So we think there's an opportunity there as well. We polled our user base quite heavily, especially our active users, and basically asked them some key questions that help kind of build our strategy moving forward. One of the first questions we asked them is which tournament service they use today. And the key piece out of that polling was the second largest answer was they don't recall. There isn't a single dominant company in the online tournament space today where a user says, oh yeah, hands down, this company is the best experience for tournament play. They all have the same problems, which is they're essentially really robust scheduling systems on the web. They're setting up, John and Joe to meet at a certain time and play and launch their games separately and meet at a certain point and play, and then screenshot the score and submit it, and hopefully, there was no cheating involved. And at some point, in some cases, months down the line, they award a winner. So clearly, there's a lot of problems in online tournaments today. We solve 5 out of the 6 top problems. The one problem that we don't solve, which we can solve, is a non-technology problem. It's pricing. And I think, vested interest in pricing and appropriate partnerships and sponsors will solve that. But outside of that, the rest of those problems are all technology-based, and we address all of those. We address cheating. We address real-time scoring in terms of auto-calculation of wins and losses. We can do immediate score reporting, and the speed. It's an automated platform. So it's not a scheduling system. It's an actual platform that allows you to launch into titles at specific times, curating scores in real time, and delivering those results, again, in real time for immediate award of prizing. We polled users in terms of the games that they're most interested in competitive play. We have, right now, over 130,000 daily active users that are playing in tournaments today. And they're not happy with the experience, but they love the competition. You can see in some of these cases, these are old titles. So it doesn't really, obviously when a new title comes out and it's compelling, like League of Legends, you're going to see a lot of traction in those. But the reality is, if there's a really solid FPS or MOBA game, communities will build around it, and they'll continue to play that game as long as there's a competitive layer in it. So we have a great opportunity to take Xfire users, daily active users today, and move them and shift them into our Battleground platform. The polling was actually pretty surprising. 85% of our users would want to play in some form of tournament or competitive play. That's a pretty significant number. We assumed it would be over 50%, given that we're basically hardcore gamers. What I didn't know is, out of the hardcore gamers, that an 85% number would actually want to compete. Of those, 83% said that they would play frequently, and by frequently, this would be daily, weekly, or monthly. And 55% of those people said that they would spend money, and I think that's a significant piece of data. If you can look at this chart here, you're going to see that some of these percentages are actually pretty extensive. You look at a lot, meaning greater than $10, you're still looking at double-digit percentages, 10% or greater. So we see a lot of potential here to shift what we've acquired over 10 years of growth in terms of a user base, and shifting them into something to do collectively on a Battleground platform. This is pretty much the kind of path to where we got to today. We're launching Instant Action at the end of this month. Challenges will be the month following, and tournaments at the end of the summer. So this is a clear big challenge for Xfire. We feel like this is definitely the path to take best advantage of the feature set on our client, as well as taking the best advantage of how to monetize our users for the first time in a decade. That's what I've got today. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you.
Any questions? Hi, name, company, and question, please.
Hi, I'm Jan with VGW.
Yeah.
You mentioned you had Xfire tokens, right?
Xfire what?
Tokens?
Yes.
Which is basically your currency for resolving the bet. Are these tokens something that users can purchase with real money and cash
Great
out?
point. I should have addressed that. Actually, the previous session was fantastic because it really focused on the real money wagering component. For us, there's two things here that are very important to us. One, we believe the trend is towards competition, and two, there's clearly a trend towards real money wagering. However, in gaming, the users are very used to virtual currencies and utilizing those virtual currencies to buy items or trade items, etc. So yes, for us, we're treating it similar to a game with the real money component as an add-on. The tokens are free and they're earned. You can earn tokens for taking a screenshot and uploading it, or taking a video, or inviting a friend. Any number of activities on Xfire, you can get tokens in the hundreds. Now, the tokens are consumed quickly. If you play instant action, you'll find that you'll go through hundreds of tokens in a matter of minutes. So, especially if you're not very good. So yes, but however, gamers are used to the concept of spending real dollars on these virtual currencies. So we are offering premium memberships on Xfire that allow you to buy tokens in bulk, significant in the tens of thousands of tokens per month. The reason we think that will be compelling is the reality is this is a practice platform for users. People are going to hone their skills, they're going to get better at competition, they're going to eventually strive to become an eSports professional. So we feel that the tokens is a core part of the business. They're the form of currency that gamers are most used to. They're already used to buying virtual currencies, and the idea of being able to buy this in bulks to improve their competitive gameplay, we think is sound. The part that we are very excited in exploring is the real money component. The coins are worth real money. Each coin is worth 10 cents. There's no incentives or reductions in that value if you buy more. It gets complicated if you do. And there's a liability factor because the coins can be redeemed for cash or prizes. So even though the coins are in the system and they've been purchased, you can't really recognize that revenue until those coins have been consumed and out of the system. So there will be plenty of coins, remaining in users' accounts that will never be redeemed, and we can never really pull off the books as recognized revenue. But we feel that as the industry as a whole, in mobile gaming, console gaming, PC gaming, as it becomes more comfortable with the concept of head-to-head challenges and putting real dollars, that business will grow significantly. And we don't need millions of users to make that a very profitable business. Concurrent usage of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands makes this a very profitable business for us. So we wanted to take this in a way that wasn't bursting out the doors of real money wagering. It's really kind of built into the challenge system more exclusively. It's obviously built in to the tournaments in terms of entry fees, but in tournaments there's no really cash redemption. It's usually prize acquisition. So we're kind of blending it across these three forms where it feels less impactful in terms of, hey, we're out here to do real money wagering on skill-based games. We're taking the approach where we know it's trending that way. We know that users are getting used to the concept. We know that the industry as a whole is getting used to that concept. So as the industry opens up to that, we'll focus more on those types of competition.
Thank you. The accounting thing could probably be an entire presentation that I find very interesting, but I'm not sure anyone else would want to show up. Any other questions?
Halbame, Take 5. Cheating.
Yeah.
Obviously, major people have to have credibility, faith and credibility in the tournaments, especially when they start looking at wagering real cash.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to fight it, pinging IPs or, caching data, et cetera. What do you plan on being the most effective way to handle that?
You're absolutely correct. Oddly enough, in tournaments today, the most common form of cheating is score submission. So obviously we take care of that problem because we're actually scraping those scores in real time. That's the number one problem. The second problem are the kind of cheats that are being built that allows you to move faster, shoot quicker, things of that nature. So yes, we have a team of developers that build mods for each game. We are building a system that's server-side in terms of cheat detection. The beauty of that is we don't have to find out what every new cheat is out there. It's based on logic. If you move from A to Z in less than 2.2 seconds, that's a cheater. I don't need to know how many different cheats do that. I just need to be able to type in that the concept that if you get from A to B in a certain time, then you're a cheater. If you kill 3 people in less than a certain time, you're a cheater. So it's all server based. It's all based on actions, and so those actions will result in being booted or banned.
Any other questions? Getting my workout.
Yeah.
Hello, Lior with Product Madness. I wanted to ask about the regulation aspect of things. I know that,
Yeah.
for example, money-based skill game tournaments are legal only in 40-something states in the
That's
US.
correct. It's legal in 41 states. 9 states still consider it illegal. We, just like the gentleman before had mentioned, we geo-IP block anyone playing from those states. Even if you are from LA and you happen to be in one of those states and you log on, you will not be able to compete. The real money component would be shut off to you. Token play, however, is fine.
What about other countries besides the US?
Actually, other countries that we are present in are far more lenient with that in Europe, in terms of Europe, Eastern Europe, et cetera. South America, we have a partnership there with UOL Boa Compra. So it'll probably start as a token-based competitive platform. Basically, instead of redeeming for cash, you can redeem for prizes. So that's their solution for South America.
Any other questions?
Back there?
I think you just won the award for most questions asked.
Yes, hi. I just wonder, do you consider player collusion as cheating? If so, how do you solve that problem?
Player collusion in what form?
For example, like me and him could be friends.
And
Could
you
be just
purposely
sitting around,
lose?
and I can see what he's doing, he can see what I'm doing, and we just colluding to defeat the other clan or other groups or other.
But are you
players.
competing against each other?
You're supposed to be competing against each other,
Yeah.
but since we are friends, we're just colluding to make the best out of the game itself.
Honestly, we're not that concerned if the coins or tokens transfer from user to user. Our main concern is that the coins are purchased, that the tokens are purchased, and that they're consumed out of the system.
Yeah,
So, for
but
example,
in terms of fairness, it's not fair, isn't it?
fair on what? If you're competing with your friend and you collude to purposely lose, and your coin balance goes over to him, that doesn't affect me, unless you're talking about
But
some other.
it's not one to one. Suppose it's a 4-person tournament, and
Yeah.
me and him supposed to be playing against each other, but we collude to defeat the other two. You know what I mean? So that.
Well, there's still skill in that. You still need to beat the person that you're set up against. That's a solution. That's an issue that is not technology related. If that exists, it exists across all online tournament platforms. And again, keep in mind, our focus is not to be in online tournaments only. That's the one area that we have the most competition in. Granted, I think our technology makes it better, but to us, challenges and instant action are 2 forms of competition that are much quicker. It takes a long time to curate a tournament. You got to fill up 164 contestants. You got to find sponsors to provide prizes for it. You got to come up with an entry fee. You got to do multiple scheduling for multi-ladder competition. And at some point in time, you'll win. There'll be a winner. Now, our technology allows you to go through that process quicker and more efficiently and more securely. But we're not in the business to try and get a $20 entry fee out of the user. We want significant, high volume, low quantity wagers, and obviously the coin and token loss through instant action. We believe that is where our true business is going to lie. Now, to be relevant in this space, having key sponsors and running big tournaments on titles like League of Legends or World of Tanks, that's needed. But I look at that as more of a marketing aspect than anything else. To me, the bread and butter of this business is in the instant action and challenges.
All We're out of time. Paul, thank you.
All right.